Iowa called for Trump, so there goes that nonsense. I'm getting revved up here on a significant rant. So, because Kamala Harris is not winning, and the people who thought that Kamala Harris was going to win a landslide are totally wrong.
I will make it my life's mission, my dying wish, that none of you weirdos can hide in the future. You can't lie to your kids, you can't lie to your grandkids about, oh, it was so confusing, it was hard to see the truth, he was so convincing. I will not let you get away with that. Like, that was not normal. This is not normal. I will make it clear to everyone. Like, I will make sure no one is confused about how things were right now in this very vital, crucial time in American history, that it was not confusing. It was not confusing at all. You just stood for that. You stood with that and for that. Like, I can't emphasize enough, there will be nowhere to hide, and history is going to look back on this and look back on you in a very negative light.
I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing! Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm so pissed off! Fuck! 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 God damn it!
Hey guys, I just voted, and I chose family.
Let's end this reign of terror now.
I chose family, I chose women, I chose America. I love you.
We're moving on. I'm moving on. We're moving on.
I love all of this. Let's do it. Let's do this.
Don't wear bigoted shit around. Don't videotape me, bitch. You're being such an asshole. I'm gonna move up to the front. I don't want to be here for this. She's wearing a MAGA hat like a cunt.
You don't want America to be great again?
I don't want racism and...
Trigger.
Right, I'm sorry.
I think this is a big, huge part of the story that it's hard to even digest fully at this moment. But you have Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, X, who is a disinformation propagandist and now has could potentially have a direct line to the Oval Office.
Oh, these guys are looking more lively.
Yeah. Come on, Lichtman. Drinking fucking caffeine over there. He's got the Red Bull. He's like, all right, we can do this.
Alan.
Okay.
Didn't need it.
Oh my God.
Didn't need it.
I agree. Didn't need it.
This guy's career is flashing in front of his eyes. At least you're not him, right?
Career. This guy's like 90 years old. His career's over. Okay, he's like making money.
I just came off the Young Turks show where I lit into the Democratic Party. Bunch of losers, corporate Democrats. I hate them. They've cost us election after election. They're corrupt. And they lost, it looks like, to a syphilitic clown, total moron, con man, Donald Trump. So if you lose to a buffoon like Donald Trump twice, what does that make you?
In your state. Let's talk about exactly the question that you're asking is one that I've been catching a lot of heat for answering on air, and we've been talking about this in the last week or two. You're talking about the propaganda campaign and the playbook of Trump. This is not new. This is not surprising. This is directly out of Hitler's playbook. This is out of an autocrat playbook. This is a way to, I mean, the things that Trump has done masterfully, frankly, is to get the entire, to get a big part of the population to believe that the game is rigged and to sow distrust in public institutions and the free press. That is a tried and true playbook that we have seen time and time before that has resulted in really disastrous things for society. And that is what's working. And so it's actually quite simple. When you tell a big enough lie over and over and over, people are going to believe it, even when folks around him, like Rudy Giuliani and others, have literally been found liable for telling those lies that weren't true. The public still believes it, and the whole goal was to erode trust in our public institutions, and it's working. Fake news. If anything, that's what fake news. I mean, Donald Trump has done that really well. Can't argue with that, right? Okay. And that's sad. That's sad.
I work so hard, bro. I work so hard on my speech. And a lot of y'all talking about like, oh, why you reading it from a phone? Bitch, I had to write that shit down because I had to make, bitch, I'm 32 years old, bitch. And I have 3 kids. My mind be fucking raising all goddamn day, bitch. Like, it's like sometimes, bitch, I be arguing on my shower, like fucking rehearsing what I'm gonna tell niggas when I see them. And you know what? I forget what I be telling them. I'm like, damn, I was in the fucking shower for 30 minutes. I was gonna say to this motherfucker. But you know what? Then when I be in face to face, I be forgetting. So, you know, when it comes to this shit right here, I been knew what I've been wanting to say, but I had to make sure I ain't forget. So I wrote that shit the fuck down. Y'all gonna hear what the fuck I had to say. And I'm proud of myself.
I hate you, you fucking orange pumpkin. You just costed me one of the most important people in my life. My dad. Donald Trump, I hate you. You will never be president again. You bastard, you costed me my dad. My dad was the most important person in the world to me, but now his colors are finally out. I hate you, you fucking orange pumpkin bitch. I hate you, you stupid, failed fucking businessman. You fucking sicken me. You and all of your fucking Trump supporters. Fuck you.
Anyone else having a meltdown? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to wait. I'm so stressed. How you can't look out into the world, into the people of this country and see what's happening. And how hard we're all fighting for rights not to be taken away from people. I go from hysterically crying 1 minute over the pain of this situation and then hysterically crying the next minute, watching so many people come together and women from around the world supporting us and cheering us on. I am 48 years old and I have never experienced anything like this and never thought I would in this country. It's like I can feel the pain and the fear from every single person. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to get through the next couple days. Who knows how long this is going to take.
Senator McConnell. You can't walk anywhere without that.
Who's also there, certainly is a veteran.
Talking about your hat?
Yes. Yeah, he's been serving.
We may be waiting for weeks for that one.
You can't go anywhere without that fucking hat.
Well, certainly if the Senate Republicans have this way of reshaping themselves, and it is without Mitch McConnell, who's decided he's not going to be in leadership, and so
loser!
And they have
you guys lost. You can go home now. Yeah, you too. You fucking what?
For Republicans, as I mentioned,
it's over. We fucking won it. It's over.
This was likely because there's a
your entire personality. Trump is a fucking cult. He's a fucking cult, and you're all cult followers. You're all cult followers. Fucking cunts. Fucking losers. This is just like an interview. You're all cult followers.
This is NBC News projection in the state of Georgia. NBC News here on a night in which we've waited quite some time for some of these important battleground calls. Here's what the road to 270 looks like. Donald Trump drawing closer.
And also our viewers at home. So we projected Georgia and North Carolina for former President Trump to go back to the White House. Look at his number right here, 252. If he wins Pennsylvania, he's going back to the White House, 271. It's coming down to Pennsylvania right now for Republicans. What the map changes now for Kamala Harris, right? Because now she no longer has a Sun Belt strategy. She's lost Georgia, she's lost North Carolina. If she wins Nevada and Arizona, she's still going to have to pick off 2 states in the blue wall. She no longer has that path. Listen, if she wins the entire blue wall, yes, she'll go back to the White House. That is still an option for her. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. She has to win all three. But it looks like this is the entire game for her right now, guys. By losing North Carolina, losing Georgia, things have just gotten much easier for former President Trump. We're going to be watching Pennsylvania more than ever before right now because those 19 electoral votes will put it over the top if we project that paper.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. So we'll turn to Secretary Castro here. Your thoughts on this?
It feels like 2016. And just the path becoming smaller and smaller. There are still votes to be counted, and we saw a lot of enthusiasm today. So it's possible that you have significant election day voting that could change this.
Deb Fischer, the incumbent in Nebraska,
his right to get with a constitutional amendment. The next one, in Maryland, you can get an abortion up to the point of viability, around 24 weeks of pregnancy now, and it again will be enshrined in the Constitution. The big exception here, guys, Florida. That one was different because it required a supermajority to pass. 60% of voters did not meet that threshold. Colin just above it, just short of it, around 58%. So that one, the abortion referendum failed. It will not enshrine constitutional rights to abortion in the state of Florida, and the 6-week ban will stand there. Guys, we're going to keep watching other states like South Dakota, also Missouri.
Where they were battling out these races were in places where the elections were expected to be very competitive, and we see that playing out here in a big way tonight. I do think perhaps the
votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the Vice President tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the Haitian family.
DeSantis has bet his. Yeah, and this is the reason that Republicans wanted that 60-vote threshold because, and as they tried to do in Ohio, Governor DeSantis has bet his political future on being the champion of denying women their rights over their own bodies. He's competing, obviously, with the governor of Texas. He's thinking about a future in which he would like to inherit Donald Trump's white evangelical base. And he's decided that this is his marker, and he's been willing to use really the awesome powers of the state to try to intimidate and bully even television stations in the state against running ads in favor of that protection. So it will defy all of the other states, including very, very red states that have protected women. Florida, in a lot of ways, it's going to be interesting. And when Stephanie is back, it will be interesting to talk about what Florida's future looks like as a place that can attract corporate headquarters and investment in a state where the governor routinely bullies companies, routinely sues companies that displease him, sued Disney, sued cruise lines, bullied schools about mask mandates, bullies TV stations about what ads they can run. It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida. And that kind of extreme, sort of extremist right-wing fascist type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place, or does it make it more like some of the other southern states that don't get a lot of investment and interest from?
I mean, it also means
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
On Disney Plus.
Y'all, like, why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why? Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why is this a thing right now? Why is this okay? I can't do this no more. I should have kept my vote to myself because I knew it didn't fucking matter. I knew it didn't.
We may not have rights tomorrow. So I'm going to bed with the last bit of dignity that I have left. But we fought a good fucking fight, and if it turns out that, shit flips, great, hell yeah, but right now I'm just not. I can't fucking deal with this shit right now.
All right, well, here at Howard, we do see people leaving here, and we understand that campaign chair Jen O'Malley Dillon released a statement to their team, and I'll just read you part of what she said. We've been saying for weeks that this race might not be called tonight. Those of you who are around in 2020 know this well. It takes time for all the votes to be counted, and all the votes will be counted. That's how our system works. What we do know is this race is not going to come into focus until the early morning hours. So that is Jen O'Malley Dillon, the campaign chair for Harris for president, saying they do not believe that they will have a result tonight. So again, we understand the vice president is holding at the Naval Observatory. We do not know what's happening here with what was supposed to be a party, but of course we will be here and watch the votes come in, just like everyone else. Of course, the Harris.
As Dominic said earlier, it does look like women have not turned out in the same numbers as expected for her.
No, it's completely fascinating. I mean, and of course, when a result happens, you rewrite history. If she was currently winning, we'd have a very good answer for why she was winning. Abortion would be number one. Number two, she had much more money than he did.
3 times.
Number three, she had a real ground game. People were very clear. All my friends out in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Trump's people were nowhere to be seen. Were swamped with Democrats, leafleting, hitting every door. We had Anthony say in the first part of the show that there were almost so many Democratic volunteers out, they couldn't even find doors for them to knock, right? Add to that a whole series of narratives about a campaign where she didn't really do anything wrong. She barely put a foot wrong during the campaign. And where Trump has been convicted of over 30 felonies, he's been responsible for the January 6th insurrection. You could provide a pretty good story for why she won, but she didn't. Which then means that we need to and my friend Lichtman, you were teasing me about my friend Lichtman, he also called it for Kamala Harris, and he would have said, no, it's nothing about that. It's also about the fundamentals. The economy was going reasonably okay in terms of GDP per capita. There were no major scandals. There were no major foreign policy catastrophes. So actually, in terms of basic competence over 4 years, the incumbent, Biden, had ticked a lot of boxes. So all of that, I mean, this is your business as a historian.
But aren't there a couple of things
this sort of counterfactual
there are a couple of things there, Rory.
Yeah, particularly in those 3 blue wall states, particularly because they're not seeing low propensity voters turn out for Trump, and they are seeing women turn out for Harris.
Well, and if I could add to that women narrative that we're following here to see if it plays out in the election, the one thing that has been hopeful in covering all of these stories that have been really just unbearable, unspeakable, what has happened to women in America due to Donald Trump. But I often have a table of women telling their stories or talking about why they care so much about this election. Often I've also shown these videos, these real life stories, these real life consequences to a table of men here with my brothers on Morning Joe, with Willie by my side, and Eddie, you were here Friday. And I've seen you cry. I've seen you cry. And I've seen every man at the table flinch when I tell these stories, because you love your wives, you love your daughters, and you can't believe that this is the reality, the healthcare reality that they are now existing in. So I do believe, Willie, that this isn't just a women's issue. I think men may be the beacon on this as well.
And don't like what I'm seeing
exciting. To me, it feels like this should be a slam dunk. I knew it was going to be close, but was optimistic that we were going to really pull ahead. So I am a little worried, if I'm being honest.
And if Kamala Harris does not pull it off?
Honestly, I don't really even have words for that right now. I will be devastated. I probably will cry. It will be really hard for me to understand, honestly. I really hope that that does not become the reality, and I'm still crossing my fingers and optimistic here, but I don't really want to consider that as a possibility right now, to be honest.
Okay, I will let you go and not put you through more misery, but thank you so much for talking to me. It is, of course, still early. These battleground states are still very much in play, but I think Claire's opinion is being reflected around the room that they're just not as sure as they were earlier in the evening that these states are going to, in fact, stay with the Democrats.
And we begin our final sprint, having arrived at that point in the election season where basically we on this side of the TV screen have said all we can. We've laid out the stakes in this crucial election, where one side stands for freedom while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy, but also white-ruled South Africa before Mandela and the black majority took control, or Vladimir Putin's Russia, Viktor Orban's Hungary, or Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela today, that suppresses the rights of women and minorities, uses the military to execute the whims of a strongman dictator, and controls and suppresses the press, education, the arts, rewrites history to suit a favored and dominant racial class, and foments extravagant corruption in order to enrich the dictator and his friends. We've warned you about Donald Trump's profound unfitness for office, from his theft of classified documents and attempted insurrection to his clear cognitive and physical decline, to what he plans to do if he returns to power, threatening to lock up or even execute his political opponents, increasing federal capital punishment and unleashing the police unrestrained, using the military to suppress protests, banning abortion nationwide by enforcing the Comstock Act, persecuting LGBTQ Americans, spiking prices and crashing the economy with across-the-board tariffs that amount to a giant Trump tax on everything you buy that's imported from overseas, firing tens of thousands of dedicated civil servants and putting people in charge of our government like Elon Musk, who has essentially purchased Trump for $75 million. Peter Thiel, who already owns Trump's would-be woman-hating vice president, J.D. Vance. Tom Homan, who vows to deport whole families of immigrants that could include U.S. citizens. Stephen Miller, who seems to dream of the return of internment camps to U.S. soil, along with mass deportation to make America white again. RFK Jr., who Trump has vowed to put in charge of not just women's health, but all of our health. And to this weekend announced that the first order of business will be to end the fluoridation of our water supply, taking us back to an era when childhood cavities and oral disease were rampant. You know, I guess that's before he ends childhood vaccination to, quote, make America healthy again by allowing measles, mumps, and polio to make a comeback alongside the coronavirus. And hell, why not bring back the bubonic plague?
Yeah, I'm in Florida right now. There's a state that thinks I don't know what I can do with my own body, even though one, percentage-wise, before didn't pass, was not shocked that it would be Republican. It's fine. Like, I expected that. But damn, I'm 104. I guess I just don't have any bodily autonomy. Cool. What do I do now?
Terrified, and I just asked all my friends if they think he's going to win, and they're like, yeah, I think he is. Like, all of them think he is. Did we feel this way in 2020? Like, is this our collective trauma from 2016, or is this different?
Reality is starting to hit, and this election's getting closer and closer. My anxiety is going through the roof. Like, I'm starting to get angry, scared, a little more hateful. I'm worried, sad, because half this country is so stupid to re-elect a convicted felon as president. It absolutely makes no sense.
What the fuck do you mean? You are supporting this motherfucker! You want a better economy, and you are supporting this motherfucker! You are cursing your entire fucking bloodline.
All right, worst case scenario, Trump gets reelected. Here is the game plan if that happens. You no longer know that any of your trans friends are trans. You no longer know that any of your non-Christian friends are non-Christian. You no longer know that any of your friends, family, or neighbors are left-leaning at all. Anyone tries to instigate a protest or a riot, they are also fishing for people that they can report. Anyone you know who is an immigrant, you are now going to tell anyone who asks that they have been living in America their whole lives. Because if you are not
who I've completely lost to the right wing, and I've really been feeling this the past couple of days. Just the intense pain of losing people, never talking to them again your whole life because they don't believe that you deserve to exist. They are hateful, racist, self-righteous, and it's not worth having a relationship with them. And it just makes me think of how proud and happy that my grandparents, who loved Texas, would be to vote for Harris right now, to vote a woman into office, to vote a black woman into office. They were such good people, and they cared so much about people, and they did not understand racism or hatred, and I just am so touched to fucking Bastrop, Texas. I'm so touched. And I know there's so many Trump supporters there, and that's fine, but when you felt so ostracized from your own home that you loved, and you loved growing up there, and you loved the bigness and the excitement of Texas, and to know that you're not welcome there, really. I mean, I can hide who I am in Texas because I'm white and cis looking, but fuck. It's a lot to lose your whole family.
Somebody just pause the conversation very quickly.
No, don't get cocky. It's okay. She's
Nebraska. Okay, this is NBC.
Wait, get the shot. Get the shot.
5 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. 3 of 5, you ask. That takes me to Tom. I'll let you explain it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Again, so Nebraska, remember, they give out their electoral votes for the popular vote. Whoever wins the state, they also give them by congressional district. From what you just reported there, projecting one of the congressional districts, it's going to be District 3 is going to go to Trump. There are 2 other congressional districts, 1 and 2, that we're still watching. No.
So the election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris has not been called yet. We do not know who the winner is, but it is pointing in one direction. And it's not final, but I just wanted to say that America failed women tonight, primarily. Trump has insulted women, berated them, has been found liable in court for assaulting a woman, and he took women's reproductive rights away. And instead of standing up to that, people voted for it. And We failed our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our wives tonight. America failed them. We failed them. It is unfortunately the reality of the situation. So I'm sorry to everybody out there who will be impacted by what may come.
Hey everyone, it's Billy. I don't post videos like this often, but I will regret it if I don't. It's 2 weeks till the election. I'm getting a lot of texts and feeling a lot of people panicking, and then other people saying, no, don't panic, don't panic. And I think those people are wrong. It is time to fucking panic, okay? And not just panic, but to do something about it. Because like many people are saying today, the polls are not good. I'm just gonna be blunt. I don't work for the Kamala campaign. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. The polls are not good. Trump has the momentum. The man's a fucking rapist who's been raping and sexually assaulting women his entire life. He's a fucking Nepo baby, incompetent motherfucker who is mentally disintegrating in front of our eyes, and his voters don't seem to care. So it's going to be up to the rest of us, fucking sane people, to save this country, save the economy, save our most vulnerable citizens, working class people, women who don't have access to abortions, LGBTQ folks, anyone with half a fucking brain. The education department, which he wants to completely eliminate. And I don't mean, I don't care. People are going to be like, Billy Eichner's yelling at us to vote. Great. You can be annoyed at me, but that's not the point. Everyone has to get in the game here. We have 2 weeks. We can't let what happened with Hillary in 2016 happen again. This man is a fucking rapist. He was convicted of it in a court of law earlier this year, but even if he wasn't. So people saying, oh, Donald and Kamala, I see young people saying they're the same, or I hate him, but I don't know if I can vote for her. What the fuck are you talking about? Please get involved. He is a danger to the physical safety of American citizens everywhere, not to mention our economy and to our own control over our personal freedoms, what we do with our bodies, what gets taught in schools. He is very, very dangerous, and not in the cool fucking way that some of his fucking fanboys think he is. Okay? And I can feel it. I was out talking to voters yesterday. I did not like the vibe. So please do what you can here. You have to vote, especially if you're in a swing state. But we have to do more than vote. We have to knock on doors. We have to make calls or talk to your friends, text your friends, make sure they're voting. iwillvote.com, votesaveamerica.com, swingleft.org. Any of these places will help you help get out the vote or help you find out where to vote. Donald Trump, in his first term, managed to overturn Roe v. Wade and eliminate the right for women federally to have an abortion after 50 years. Can you imagine what he is going to do in a second term when he's more confident, has less fucks to give, is more empowered, and honestly seems more organized? Project 2025, which is truly horrific in terms of its goals, points to all of that. So please do what you can, because we will live to regret it if we don't. We have 2 weeks. We will live to regret it if we don't. Even the people voting for him will live to regret it. And that's it. Thank you for listening.